Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your love a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? Need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely river flows to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely river sighs, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Why is it that when we listen to a love song, our heart fills up? Why is it that when we listen to a love song, we feel something inside that we find common? Of days gone or desires yet to come into being, or just like that. Being in love is as if being one with God. So the Sufis say that God is in men and women. You don't need to love God, you need to love human beings, just another person. I just sang Unchained Melody. It's one of the most famous love songs. And did you notice how in this song the river and the sea and time, everything becomes one? The thing that we are going to deal today is a poem, and it is a love poem. Welcome back to Munmun Ma'am's Nutshell classes, everyone. Today we are going to do Robert Browning's poem, Meeting at Night. Before we do that, the poet, of course. Robert Browning was a Victorian poet who redefined poetry in the way that it became a poem with a bit of drama. He invented a way of writing poems, and it was called the dramatic monologue. What is a dramatic monologue that this fellow invented? Dramatic monologue is a poem written in a way that somebody is as if speaking the lines. The poem is somebody speaking, and it becomes poetry. Now remember, poem does not mean that every sentence has to end with rhyming words. ছন্দ থাকবে তবেই কবিতা তা কিন্তু না। कविता हो सकता है without even last words rhyming. Poetry is actually what? Poetry is a blend of words. It is a diction, written in such a way that it sounds rhythmic. It has music in it. It has a soul in it that is like music. It's not necessarily all beats and rhythm. No, it can be a silent music. It can be music through imagery. Great writers like Oscar Wilde, if you read the short stories, those are not just short stories, those are poetic stories. You know, The Nightingale and the Rose, poems, stories like that. If you read, you feel like even prose has become poetry. So, Robert Browning brought a kind of poetry that was dramatic, जैसे कि कोई बात कर रहा हो और वो ही पोएम है. Fra Lippo Lippi. He was famous for his, The Last Duchess, The Last Ride Together, My Last Duchess, and The Last Ride Together. Poems like this, if you read those, or Andrea del Santo later on, try reading those. Uh, Very, very enchanting poems. They grip you, they make you awe inspired, and you feel scared at times. This is a very interesting poem. This poem is a love poem, and that is exactly why we began with a love song where the sea, the river, time, everything becomes one. This poem has something very close to Robert Browning's own life. It is heard, there is a rumor that he himself had eloped with a girl. So maybe, as you always look for something biographical, some element of biography, maybe there in this poem. But it is a very simple poem divided into 6 lines, each of 2 stanzas. And in each stanza, there is a picturesque description of the journey that a lover makes to go see his lady love. একটা মেয়ের সাথে দেখা করতে যাচ্ছে, সেই প্রসঙ্গে সেই বর্ণনা দেওয়া আছে দুটো স্ট্যান্ডাতে, and those are really, really, full of imagery. Here Robert Browning has written in such a way that we may be confusing him with great imagery creators like Walter Delamere. The first stanza is a boat journey, and the second stanza is the journey by land. Okay, now before I start the poem, let me also point out one thing. When you discuss such a poem, never say that the poet is going or the poet is on a boat. Never say that. Always say that the character, the lover here, it is about the lover. So you say the lover is going by a boat and it is his story. Okay, it is a really short, as if one or two scenes from a movie, the way it is given, full of description. Uh, Victorian poem. Remember, Victorian period was a time when people were dealing with religion and disbeliefs mostly, and they were writing about kings and royalties. So to bring a style like dramatic monologue and to be writing about something so simple needs a lot of daring. Okay, Meeting at Night by Robert Browning. Let me first read out the entire poem and then we are going to go into line by line explanation of it. The grey sea and the long black land, and the yellow half moon, large and low, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep, as I gain the cove with pushing prow and quench its speed in the slushy sand. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears, a tap at the pane, the quick sharp scratch and blue spurt of a lighted match, and a voice less loud through its joys and fears than the 2 hearts beating each to each. You can imagine it is very easy that 2 lovers are meeting. The lady loves leaves, she lives a little away. The boy, the man here, he has to cover the distance by a boat and then by walking on the beach. So the first sort of scene that starts in the poem, it's almost a scene. It begins with a boat. There is one man and the sea, an entire huge sea. Imagine a sea. समुद्र के बीच में एक बोट और उसमें एक बंदा बैठा हुआ है. There's this one man sitting in the boat, inside the boat, and he's rowing and he's going. And how is the atmosphere? It is night time. What can he see from there? Look at what he sees. The grey sea. The sea is looking grey. সমুদ্রের রং ধূসর. It's a grey colored sea. And the land, which is far off, it looks all black. Okay? The sea is grey, the land is black, and the man is going. And the yellow half moon, large and low. there is a moon. It is huge. It is a very huge moon, and it is a very low moon. Okay, why? Because it may be a full moon or something, you know. And this is the border, the horizon of the sea. সমুদ্রের দিগন্ত রেখা দেখা যাচ্ছে এত বড় একটা চাঁদ. There is a full moon, I mean half moon, and it is low on the sea, and here is the boat going. Very much like a picture that you see, you know, most of the times you see such pictures on the social sites and all that. There is a very big moon, and there is a little, boat and a man sitting on it, and the moon looks really large. Only here it is not a full moon, it is a half moon, large and low. And the startled little waves that leave. Waves are startled. Startled का मतलब क्या है? चौंक जाना, चौंके जावा. Okay. Now, are the waves human beings or living things? No. तो फिर वो चौंक कैसे जाएगा? वो नींद से कैसे जागेगा? इसका तो कोई लाइफ नहीं है. It is not a living thing. So, as the poet says that the waves are startled, it means the waves have been personified. Remember personification, we had talked about it. It means that something that is inanimate has been shown as something that has life, that is animated. Okay, it has been shown like a person who is startled. The boat is going, the river, the sea, the little waves are startled. Are kaun aa raha hai? Okay, ek boat. So the waves are startled. Here, the waves have been personified. Waves guloke personify kora hoyeche. Okay, and the startled little waves that leap in fiery ringlets from their sleep. Now, what is fiery ringlets? The waves the waves go like this, right? সমুদ্রের ঢেউ কম কম হয় মাঝখানে. Remember, সমুদ্রের ঢেউ মাঝখানে কম কম হয়. There are little waves in the middle of the sea. Now, when the waves are going and the boat is coming, the waves do what? They become small little waves. They are not just going, they become. Here is the boat comes and pushes it, and it becomes into a small wave and it goes. So these small waves, अचानक से उठा हुआ एक स्मॉल वेव, इसको कहा जाता है रिंगलेट. रिंग मीन्स सर्कल, रिंग मीन्स अ सर्कल, ringlet means small circle. Star means a star, starlet means a small star. Leaf, গাছের পাতা, leaf, leaflet is a small leaf. Okay, so we are given leaflets on the road, right? It is not like a big page, it's a small page, so it is called a leaflet. So here, when the waves are going like this and the boat comes, there rises small ringlets. Ringlets यानी कि छोटा छोटा रिंग जैसा waves. Okay, they rise. वो चौंक जाता है समुद्र और वो थोड़ा छोटा छोटा wave create करता है. कौन करता है? Who does it? The sea does it and the boat does it. From their sleep. जैसे कि ringlets नींद से उठ गए. As if the ringlets, their little waves, have risen from their dream. They were sleeping at night when the boat pushed and created them. They awoke them from their sleep. Again, personification of the waves. As I gave the curve with pushing prow, and then the lover reaches the land, the seashore. Okay. Now, what is a cove? C-O-V-E. There is this word used. It's a cove. What is a cove? देखोगे समुंदर ऐसे जा रहा है, हमेशा ऐसा सीधा किनारा नहीं होता है. Seashore is sometimes not a straight one. Sometimes there is a rock or something. Sea is going like this, and अचानक से एक rock, यहाँ एक रॉक, यहाँ एक रॉक, बीच में थोड़ा पानी आ गया है. समुंदर ऐसे जाते हुए बीच में थोड़ा पानी आ गया है रॉक के. इस जगह को कहा जाता है কার্ভ. ওকে, সমুদ্রের জল হঠাৎ করে সোজা যেতে যেতে তীরে কোথাও যখন মাঝখানে একটু পাহাড় বা একটু পাথর আছে, একটু নিচু আছে জায়গাটা, সেই সমুদ্রের জল ভেতরে ঢোকে যখন গোল হয়ে, এটাকে বলা হয় কার্ভ. সো the lover is very wise. What does he do? He brings the boat and he anchors it. He ties the rope. Where does he tie it? He doesn't tie it in the open beach. He reaches a cove. Okay, it is a secret place among some rocks, and the water of the sea has come there. He pushes the prow. What is a prow? Okay, let me show you. Suppose, for example, if this is a boat, imagine कि ये एक बोट है. अगर ये एक बोट है तो ये सामने का जो पार्ट है इसी को कहा जाता है prow. This is a boat going, this is the prow. So what does the poet do? I mean, what does the lover do? He gets down from the boat, किनारे पर वो उतर जाता है, and he holds the front part, he holds the prow, and he takes it, he pushes it, and he anchors it, he ties it there in the slushy sand and quench its speed in the slushy sand. এই নৌকার স্পিডটাকে সে একেবারেই এনে কোয়েঞ্চ করে দেয়, বন্ধ করে দেয়. কোয়েঞ্চিং মিন্স স্টপিং ইট হিয়ার in the slushy sand. What is slushy sand? Slushy means a little mossy and muddy, muddy sand at the edge of the sea where the lover has, brought down his feet. That water is a little muddy. It is not crystal clear water. थोड़ा सा मडी वाटर है वहाँ, उसी को कहा जाता है स्लशी सैंड. क्यों सैंड? क्यों? क्योंकि वो तो एक किनारा है समुद्र का, सैंड ही होगा. वो थोड़ा मडी है, थोड़ा मौसी है, वहीं पर वो उतर कर टाई करता है बोट के रोप को वहाँ एंड पैदल चलता है. He starts walking on his feet. Now, I told you the first 6 lines are about the journey by boat on the sea. Now look at the next 6 lines. These are the lines that are description of his on foot journey and meeting his lady love. Then a mile of warm sea scented beach. Now when he's walking by the sea, he's saying 1 mile. I have to go 1 mile. 1 mile. Miles used to be previous calculations. It was more than a kilometer. It was much more than 1 kilometer से ज़्यादा हुआ करता था. A mile. Okay. And what is he feeling? The smell of salt in the air. কেন নুনের গন্ধ কেন? Why is it smelling of salt? Because it is a sea beach. The air smells of the salt. It's a very different feel in the atmosphere of a sea beach. And he walks there all enthusiastic, secretive. He's doing everything secretly. Remember, he came alone by boat at night, in the middle of the night, taking the risk. Anything might happen. He came at night because the meeting is secret. That is why the name is meeting at night. और उसने कहाँ रखा अपना बोट? छुपा कर, because it is secret. And now he's walking alone on the beach. And you can imagine the scenario. There is a huge sea, and there are open miles of sea beach, and he's walking and walking because he has to reach a farmhouse where this girl lives. Then a mile of warm sea-scented beach, 3 fields to cross till a farm appears. और उसके बाद खेती, खेती भी है 3. There are 3 fields. ধান ক্ষেত, গম ক্ষেত, যা ইচ্ছে হতে পারে. 3টে আরো আছে ক্ষেত যেগুলো কভার করতে হবে 1 মাইল হাঁটার পর সমুদ্রের ধার দিয়ে. He has to cover 3 more fields. After that appears the farmhouse where this girl lives. A tap at the pane. He taps, he knocks at the window pane. Window pane, let me show you my window. You will understand. You see that? This is a window pane. The frame of a window is called a window pane. And what does the poet do? I mean, what does the lover do? He goes and he knocks on the window so that the girl understands that the lover has come, because the girl already knows that her lover is coming. A tap at the pane, the quick sharp scratch. और जैसे ही उससे बाहर से टैप किया, अंदर से एक ऐसा साउंड आया. It's a scratching sound, the kind of sound that you create. स्क्रैच करने का साउंड जब होता है, वैसा साउंड. कहाँ से आ रहा है? The girl is actually lighting a match. মেয়েটা একটা দেশলাই জ্বালাচ্ছে দেখবার জন্য জানলা দিয়ে. She's lighting a match to see whether it is that man that has come, her lover has come, or is it somebody else? Because if it is somebody else, she will not open the door. So as soon as he knocks on the window, there is a scratching sound from inside. So remember, the scratch sound is of a matchstick. The girl is lighting a matchstick. And blue spot of a lighted match. And the girl comes with the matchstick to the window. So there is the light of the matchstick उससे एक ब्लू सा छोटा सा लाइट निकलता है मैच स्टिक से. So there is the blue spurted match. Spurt means, fire burning suddenly is a spurt. So there is the blue light of a match and एक दूसरे को देखते हैं वो खिड़की से, the girl with the matchstick and he standing outside the window. And a voice less loud and somebody speaking in whispers. Who is speaking in whispers? The girl. A voice less loud. What would she do? Maybe after many months or many days, she, sees him. So she's like, oh my God, you've come. That sound, that really interesting but soft sound. Why is it soft? Because they are meeting at night very secretly. A voice less loud. So the voice less loud is of the lady love through its joys and fears. The girl who sees him after a long time and she's so in love with him that her voice is full of joy and fear. Why joy? Joy because they are meeting after a long time and she's so excited to see him. But at the same time, she's scared. Why? Somebody might come, somebody might see them. So she's scared and happy at the very same time. And a voice less loud through its joys and fears than the two hearts beating each to other. And when she opens the door and they meet each other, they hug each other and their hearts are beating, okay? And they're saying, the lover, feels that the girl's voice is softer than the sound of their heartbeats. उन लोगों के दिल इतना जोर से धड़क रहा था कि जैसे कि गर्ल का जो वॉइस है, लड़की का जो वॉइस है, वो धीमे है, हार्ट बीट बहुत ज्यादा जोर से हो रहा है. কেন এদের হৃৎপিণ্ড এত জোরে ধড়ধড় করছে? তার কারণ ওরা দুজনেই ভীষণ খুশি, ভীষণ এক্সাইটেড একে অপরকে পেয়ে. তাই তারা যখন আলিঙ্গন করছে, when they are embracing each other, they feel very happy and they feel like their hearts are about to explode. It is beating, so heavily the hearts are beating. That is the poem, my dear, dear students. Not only was Browning a good, internal monologue person, but also an ardent poet who wrote, creating, as if a tension in your own mind. You feel the tension, you feel the fear of being caught. The lovers are so scared that somebody might see them, that they might get caught. That you feel the tension of that lover who makes the journey by night on a boat on the sea with that large half moon, hanging low. It's so romantic, and at the same time, it has, given us goosebumps to think that they are speaking in whispers. He's walking alone by the beach through the field at night. कोई देख तो नहीं लेगा ना? भगवान करे कि कोई देख ना ले. शुक्र है. We feel that, we feel happy for them, we feel scared for the girl who's terrified that somebody might hear because she's meeting the lover at her own gate at night, in the middle of the night. I mean, if they get, caught, it is scandalous. Back then it was really, really, troublesome, with no cell phones, no landlines, only letters and notes and the likes. This is the poem in its entirety. I hope you liked it. I mean, uh, it is only a simple journey of a lover, but the way it is written, simplicity lends a mystery to the night that is shown. The grey sea, the black land, yellow half moon, the lover with his, wet clothes getting down from the, you know, boat, anchoring it, walking, and then meeting the girl that he loves. And the girl is so happy. And they embrace each other. And like a very good story, the poem ends happily that they have met each other and their hearts are beating when the poem ceases to be, when the poem ends. So I hope you enjoyed this poem. I enjoyed teaching it to you. It's one of my favorite poems as well. What are you going to do? Read it, understand it. If there's anything that you need clarified, I hope not. It's very easy this time. This poem is very easy. But if you need anything clarified, just write in the comment box and I'll get back to you. You can also WhatsApp me, my own students. Um, we should talk about it. Hope you like it and see you again in my next class.